Welcome back to another free speech video. Today is 2nd October and it is almost going to be 3rd October. So around it's 11:30 p.m. of night, and I thought I have broken a lot of streak of this challenge. So I got a time. Why cannot I continue with that? So currently I'm not having any debate topic, but let's just see how much can we stretch it out. So yesterday I went to this place called Rasalpur, and it was a really nice place. And I did also. Sorry, I'm just a little bit murmuring. I don't know. The place was what do we say? I did a little bit of free speech as well at there. I got a time. It was a nice environment, so I thought let's just do that. And I saw through that video that how much afraid of I was of other people. Why is it happening? Why is it happening? This is my problem. This has been always my problem. This is my thing. People will judge me. What is this? I can clearly I'm speak. I can clearly see in that video that I'm speaking them so many times. Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! I have to stop. I have to. Why should I have to stop? Am I doing anything wrong? And why? It is a very. It takes. It is a very thoughtful topic. That why do we matter a lot of what people say about us? People say about us because they will judge me that I'm a fool, that I'm doing a nonsensical thing. What do they think? Why people's opinion matter a lot? The opinions of a people matter a lot. Why is this the thing? Up to me, for me, of course this is a very right thing. A B, there is nothing wrong. I'm not harming anyone, but instead I am improving myself. See, what is happening is what other people will say, and they will say, what the hell this fool doing? He's doing for the self-improvement. Yes, of course, if someone asks me what the hell am I doing, so I can say I'm doing English practice. But why can't I? Because I think they will find it very so-called childish behavior, childish thought. I don't know, they are going to judge me. And why does this matter? What is the credibility of that other person that they are going to judge me, right? So that's the thing. We need a lot of system 2 related thinking about this, all of this problem. What is happening, what I do think, what they do think, and what the whole situation is from the third perspective in reality. This type of problem solving is really helpful. Because this requires a lot of system 2 related efforts. Firstly, I have to think what is my situation. Secondly, what is the situation outside of me, and thirdly, what is the situation from the third perspective or third perception that I'm watching both of the parties, and what the situation actually is. I can think through this sort of perspective, and I can come up with a solution kind of we settle our mind kind of that. Okay, this is the thing, and this helps a lot. I have seen this before so many times, and speaking it or writing it helps tremendously higher compared to if we overthink. And that's a really great kind of process to problem solve, because we often do not solve our problems. And Shweta was saying in his book that never be okay with your problems. Always try to solve them. Always solve them. Keep solving your problems. Stay out of the problems, because problems are bloody headache. They do not give you anything progressive or anything right. They just keeps, what do we say, bullshitting, or they just keep harming your life. Maybe or harming you, your life, or your relatives, your environment, right? Keep what is the solution? First of all, what is the situation for me? What is the situation from the other party? And thirdly, what is the overall situation? And fourthly, what are the solutions, right? what I can do to kind of eliminate this sort of situation from happening another time, for the second time. We can do that. Yeah, like what other than that? Thinking, like constant problem solving, like, and I have noticed this, like my kind of 0.1 percentage of thinking analytically, or analytical thinking ability has improved 0.1 percentage after doing all of this debate sort of thing. Debate, like making the debatable arguments, and it's kind of helping me to kind of do the analytical, what do we say, not analytical, like why am I repeating these words, but kind of changing, I don't know. So it's almost 6 minutes, so I think we are going to talk around 40 minutes. If it is possible, I am going to stretch it for 14 more minutes, or like for 20 more minutes after the 40 minutes. I don't know, like why am I stopping this video a lot. What other than that, today was a match between Australia, not Australia, it was a match between England and Bangladesh, which was a warm-up match, and the other match was South Africa versus New Zealand, and New Zealand won that match. And I really hope that South Africa, like, firstly, of course, we will hope that India is going to win. India wins this World Cup. And secondly, I would say South Africa. I would strongly, not suggesting, but strongly supporting the South African team. So they won that World Cup. They won the World Cup. Not they won. They win the World Cup. So like I'm supporting South Africa on the second spot. So for the World Cup winning team. Then thirdly, I would say not England. I don't think England is going to win that World Cup. But I would say New Zealand is very strong contender. And fourthly, not Pakistan. So India, South Africa, New Zealand, and Australia is a really good team. It's a really great team. So there is a higher chance as well for them for winning this World Cup. And for higher chance, there are higher chances for India as well, because it's like maximum of our players are in really great form. So it's a 9-match series, the World Cup, for any team. So like, let's just see how India performs in this World Cup. So yeah, like, what were we talking about? I forgot. So yeah, it is going to be a great World Cup if the rain does not affect the matches, or what do we say? Does not ruin the matches. If बरसात मैच होने असर ना करे, असर, that's a word, affect, right? Other than that, what else is going on in the other sports, or in the other world, in era of the world, what we cannot say, it's not a proper word. What other things which are going on around the world, that's a proper word. I think I have to improve my English. What other than that? Okay, how to improve. What other than that? Tomorrow we went for pre-wedding, and I think, okay, now let's just clarify our thoughts on pre-wedding. I do not find it very intellectual or very logical doing a pre-wedding. Right now I do not find it very, very much logical. Logically, it's a kind of a bullshit, waste of money. So yes, what are we talking about? I don't remember. But yeah, so like tomorrow I'm going to give a speech on what do we call this book called Thinking Fast and Slow by Daniel Kahneman. That speech is going to be in our college, and there is one random event, and I just thought, like, it's our last chance, because I'm in the last year in the 7th semester. So from the 8th semester, I'm not going to come. So it's almost end of the 7th semester. So why can't I take the chance and take this opportunity to speak into the public? Because that is going to give me a lot of confidence. So like I'm going to explain this book, kind of a not it is going to be summary, but why, like a simple short book talk, what this book is all about. Like like I have written a little bit of speech, not a little bit of like I have written a speech. Like I'm going to remember what, not exactly going to memorizing them, but I just practiced a bit, and I'm going to explain that stuff only and onto this talk. So like what am I going to speak? So let us just do a simple practice. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and start. So the book I'm going to talk about is Thinking Fast and Slow by Daniel Kahneman. Daniel Kahneman is an Israeli American psychologist, and he won a Nobel Prize in economics, and in 2002 he won Nobel Prize in economics, though he is a psychologist. So in this book he explains all of this stuff that he do or he did which got him the Nobel Prize. So what basically he suggests is he comes up with this brilliant idea that there are two different systems in our mind for thinking. Like not literally two different systems, but kind of for the sake of understanding the psychology of thoughts or thinking. So he comes up with this idea that there are two different systems. He names them as a system 1 and system 2. System 1, which is very intuitive or very instant kind of thoughts or thinking that we do in our day-to-day tasks. And system 2 does all of the effortful, analytical, critical and logical related tasks, which requires a lot of efforts. So he kind of explains of how our brain works, like how our thoughts are combined using these two systems, and we think according to those systems, according to that combination. So I remember this thought I remember this line from the first page of this book, which says that like an intellectual gossip with your friends or colleague gives you more self-motivation compared to a New Year resolution, because new resolution requires a lot of effort, and effort is a task of system 2. And system 2 is really lazy. It does not want to do a new things. Secondly, an effortful things. He want to be in his comfort zone, though it has a capacity to do a lot of very great works, but it is the main like bad thing about it is really lazy. Then comes system 1. Like system 1, what does the system do? System 1 is really intuitive, very fast thinker. Like it does have many good sides, also many cons of that as well. So what does he suggest is what does system 1, like for example, what does system 1 does is like whenever we have to brake a vehicle, it's a system 1 task, it's an instant task, intuitive task. Or let's say if we touch any hot vasana, and we take our hand from that, basically a survival instinct. So that's a work of system 1. But although there are so many times, like majority of the times, the decisions of the system 1 are very biased. So that's a very cons thing. It can be considered the cons of system 1. Like we take very instant judgments of people, any situation, anything, any particular thing. So that's a very biased thing, very biased thinking. So that's a bad thing about system 1. On the other hand, system 2 is kind of less prone to the bias thing, because it is having a very kind of more analytical or thoughtful thinking, or like effortful thinking it has done. That's why another thing, like sometimes system 2 is not really great, because when like let's just say we are communicating with someone, So what happens is, if we overthink ourselves, or if we overanalyze what situation or what the other person is thinking, he said that, he has said this, so like it is kind of going to ruin our conversation, because it you're not the kind of flowingly, you are speaking in the flow, you are speaking like you are kind of very much flowless in that situation. So system 2 is not very suitable for you in such sort of situation. Then I'm going to take some example of what Kahneman did in the what do we say, Kahneman did in the not Kahneman, but like he kind of explains all of the researchers related to system 1 and 2, our thinking process. Like one research he explains like which provides information about there is a relation between the intelligent thinking or the intelligence and self-control. So he explained that through an experiment. In that, so I'm going to explain this stuff. And lastly, I would say, so this book is a kind of a combination of so many different small and big researches, and they have written it in a way that a layman like us can understand and kind of implement those teachings in day to day. Of course, it is really going to change your perspective towards thinking, towards life, towards people. And like it's a really long book. Around I have completed it up to 70% of the book, but it's a really thought-provoking book. Lastly, thank you very much for giving me an opportunity. So this was our whole speech. It was around, this was more than 6 minutes, and it's enough. Like not too much of content and not too less content. It is really great. I have to hold the phone through whole bloody video, and I think I have to buy this tripod. I don't know, but tripod is going to give us a really great advantage, and it is going to provide us great background as well. If we want to make any background, what else should we talk about? I don't know. It's around 7:30, and I barely can speak more than 3 minutes, because it's 3rd of October, and still I'm going to do it tomorrow as well. It is going to be considered as a 2 days. It's just 2 days. 2nd October's free speech. Tomorrow I have to do it again. So tomorrow I have to speak it for 40 minutes, because still there are like kind of I skipped for 3 days before. So that's why I have to continue it. And also I'm going to upload this free speaking unusual. I'm going to give it a title like that, and it's kind of not our daily streak, but it's kind of unusual sort of free speech. It's a normal free speech. Content is normal, but the background is unusual, and kind of situation is unusual compared to our everyday situation. What other than that? I don't know. It's 18 and 28 minutes. 18 minutes and 31 seconds. So now, what else should we talk about? Something else, something different, something very unique. Something unique we can talk about. I don't know. I don't know what has happened to my voice, because we were like loudly, as I explained in my previous video, we were loudly singing those songs into our Garba night, and that's why our voice got affected. Like आवाज वैसी जो, what do we call in English? Voice has gone down, maybe gone down, not a literal translation. Maybe it may have a proper English word in this English explanation, or of course a medical word. Medical. I don't know. Of course, it is going to have some medical word. What other than that? I think it's almost over. I'm going to stop now. It's a kind of a different camera, not kind of, but it's a different camera. The mobile phone is different, so of course the quality is going to be different. Other than that, I think we should keep working. Like the work keeps engaging you, and kind of you stay on the path. You kind of not get very much overthinking and so many self-related problems if you are constantly working. That is my advice to me particularly. I don't know about other people, but keep working and working and working. That's it. See you tomorrow.